How was clerical celibacy enforced in medieval times? Imagine a world where the clergy held a unique position in society, one that came with strict rules about personal conduct. In medieval Europe, clerical celibacy was one of those rules, requiring priests and certain clergy to remain unmarried and abstain from sexual relations. But how was this enforced? In the early Middle Ages, enforcement was quite lax. Many priests were married or lived with women, and local bishops often did not have the authority or desire to enforce celibacy. Even some bishops and archbishops were married, which made the rule hard to take seriously. Church councils would issue decrees against clerical marriage, but these were frequently ignored, and penalties for noncompliance were mild, often just fines or verbal warnings. Things began to change in the late 11th and 12th centuries. The papacy and reformers pushed harder to make celibacy a standard practice for the clergy. This shift was influenced by the growing power of monastic communities, which valued celibacy as a spiritual ideal. Important church councils, like those held at Pavia in the year 1022 and the Lateran Council in the mid-11th century, issued strict rules banning clerical marriage and even cohabitation with women, including wives. For those who did not comply, the consequences were severe. Clerics could face excommunication, which meant they were cut off from church sacraments and community. They could also be laicized, which removed them from their clerical status, and they risked losing their church income and property. To enforce these rules, several mechanisms were put in place. Church councils and synods issued formal laws, while bishops and archbishops were responsible for local enforcement. Sometimes, they conducted visitations and inspections to ensure compliance. Papal legates, special envoys from the Pope, were sent to enforce celibacy rules and discipline those who broke them. Public sanctions also played a role. Priests who lived with women could be barred from saying Mass, which denied them their clerical functions. Additionally, children born to priests after ordination were declared illegitimate and could not hold clerical positions. This discouraged the formation of hereditary clerical dynasties. Despite these measures, enforcement was not always consistent. Some priests continued to live with women or marry in secret, and penalties could vary based on local conditions. However, over time, celibacy became a defining feature of the medieval clergy, shaping their identity and social structure within the Church. The enforcement of clerical celibacy reflected broader social and religious reforms aimed at establishing the clergy as a distinct and morally upright social class in medieval European society.